morning, everyone. This is Dave Shafkowski from the Indiana Department of Workforce Development. Thank you for joining us for a very special virtual job fair this morning featuring employers and job seekers from Hamilton and Madison counties. We're very pleased today to be partnering with both Work One Central and the Region 5 Workforce Development Board, as well as Congresswoman Victoria Spartz's office from District 5. Appreciate their help in helping us organize this event and getting the word out to promote it. Before we get started, just a few housekeeping announcements. First, you should see two different audio options, computer audio and phone call. Both should work fine, but if you're having any trouble with one, you might want to switch over and try the other. Secondly, in your control box, you'll see a button for questions. Feel free at any point during the program to submit typed questions. We'll be monitoring those. If you have one specific for any of the employers, go ahead and submit them during their time that they're presenting, or we'll also have some time at the end for any questions that come in at any point for any of the employers. And finally, this virtual job fair is being recorded. Everyone who registered, including those who are on live today, will receive a link to the recording around this time tomorrow. You'll be able to go back over and review the slides and all the audio commentary from our presenters. So before we kick it off, I have just a couple of quick polling questions to find out a little bit more about our audience. Just two questions we'll ask you to answer real quick. I'll launch the first one. Is just a simple question: are you currently unemployed? If you could take just a couple seconds and answer that, we'd appreciate it. Just a few more seconds. Okay. I'll go ahead and close it. Share the results. So 65% no and 35% yes. Okay. And our second question. In what industry is your current or most recent employment? And there's 4 options in there, and then other categories. So please take a moment to answer that one as well. A few more seconds. Okay, I'll go ahead and close it. Share the results, and it looks like today we got a lot in the other category. So that's good news, I think. Go ahead and hide that. And now we'll go ahead and get the program started. I'd first like to introduce the chair of the Region 5 Workforce Development Board, Jeff Williams. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning. It's good to be with you all today, and very pleased to, on behalf of my board, to thank everyone for their participation in this event. This is what our board essentially does. In the 8 counties surrounding Marion County, we work very hard to connect people that are unemployed or underemployed with jobs, and we work to support job creation. And many times that involves helping fund training and development to get someone to a higher level in their employment pathway. So the board is all about that, and these kind of events represent what we look at as a great opportunity for employers to hopefully find the type of talent they're seeking in a very tough economy right now in terms of jobs. Every employer that I talk to in recent weeks tells me about how they're having a hard time finding talent. So we need to be doing these kind of events, and we need to be doing probably more of them, and certainly appreciate the opportunity to partner with Representative Spartz today and focus on a couple of our counties that are really struggling with some employment issues in terms of finding the right talent. And we look forward to that yielding some results today. It is a great privilege to to close by introducing Representative Sparks, certainly someone who knows about job creation from her prior experiences, and in my mind gives her an excellent platform to speak and represent Hoosiers at the federal level. So again, it is my great honor and privilege to introduce Representative Victoria Sparks. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate Jeff doing that. I appreciate all of the employers that participating. I think it's very important to have good jobs, and I think our state doing a great job to attracting businesses, expanding businesses, and have jobs that create for people that they can succeed, because it's very empowering and it's extremely important. I want to be your ally at the federal level, and it's a collaboration of private businesses with state governments and local governments and the federal government, and I wanted to be helpful in any way I can. We have a number of initiatives we're trying to do also with workforce development. I'm actually a little bit later today going to have my education committee, and I am in higher ed subcommittee having hearing on workforce development programs. So, you know, I want to make sure that we can collaborate and do these great things for our district and for our state. So I thank you very much for everyone, and thank you for our employers for doing a lot of great things in our state. So I appreciate it.
Thank you, Representative Sparks, and thank you for your office participating with us today in this virtual job fair, and also to Jeff and the Workforce Development Board in Region 5. We appreciate all your help and partnership in getting the word out to employers and job seekers and helping connect them. With that, we're going to introduce today's employers and presenters. We have 5 great companies, again, representing Hamilton and Madison counties. Carter Logistics, they'll be represented today by Kristen DeLong and David Chesterman. Next up will be Helmer Scientific, and their presenter will be Aja Manning. Third will be the Indiana Department of Correction and Matt Vogelman. Fourth will be Sitel Group with Taylor Hurley. And finally, our 5th employer today will be Telamon Corporation, and Jordan Kinsler will be their presenter. Again, very pleased to have 5 great employers with us and for the next hour or so. And with that, we will start it off going in alphabetical order with Carter Logistics, and we'll bring in Kristen and David.
Hello and welcome. I am Kristen DeLong, and David Chesterman is with us today as well. We do have some awesome opportunities open here at Carter. If you aren't familiar, Carter Logistics, here we offer end-to-end supply chain management with a network that spans North America, including a strong intra-Mexico operation. The shared milk run network gives Carter customers the strategic advantage in cost saving and efficiency. With that being said, we also have the express side, and I'll let you, Dave, if you want to kind of introduce that side of things.
Yeah, so the Carter Express side is our trucking side of the business, and we employ about 800 drivers right now, and we're always looking for more. I just read a stat that the American Trucking Association announced that over the next 10 years, we need to add about 1 million drivers to the workforce throughout the United States. So we are experiencing a driver shortage, so drivers are in high demand. A first-year driver at Carter can expect to earn $50,000 to $60,000 and grow from that point. We have a lot of our drivers our senior drivers have been here for a while that make over $80,000 a year. We are a little unique in that most of our drivers are home daily. A lot of them are home, Saturdays and Sundays. They have different shifts, but we do have a lot of dedicated freight that allows us to get our drivers home more often. So if trucking is an industry you're interested in, we do have a training program, a paid training program to get you started. And I think Kristen has a slide that gives some of that contact info, but you can also find us at carterexpress.com.
First, we have a list of several different positions, so we'll go ahead and go to that slide, okay?
Awesome. So currently we are fully accepting applications for all positions, but I just wanted to highlight a couple of the positions that we are in need of filling pretty quickly. Transportation specialist, which we'll get into a little more in detail in the next slide, diesel technician, billing specialist, dispatcher, and then, as Dave mentioned, our CDL drivers. So the first one, actually, this is the one that we're kind of highlighting today, is the transportation specialist. The job description is here. More or less, this, with the transportation specialist, is a member of our customer service team. Kind of the skills and experience we're looking for primarily is that customer service background. If you have that and fully enjoy working with our customers in the customer service industry, we definitely want to speak with you. Not necessarily industry experience. If you do have the industry experience, great. But like I said, I mean, it is definitely not required. Some of the benefits that we do offer are medical, dental, vision, 401k plus a 401k match. We have an awesome vacation and PTO package. And then with that hands-on paid training, again, no experience is required. The starting pay in these positions is going to be $16 per hour, again, depending on experience. And right now, I do have first, second, and third shift opportunities.
So speaking of shifts, go ahead and talk about those. What are the times and details on that?
Sure thing. So Monday through Friday is our first shift position, which is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We have a second shift position, which is 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. or 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. There is a little flexibility in there. And then the third shift position is going to start at 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Okay, and elaborate before we talk about how to apply, just a little bit about why an applicant might be interested in Carter. Talk about their culture and anything else you could add that you haven't mentioned already, please.
Oh yeah, sure. So the culture here at Carter, so I will start by saying that we are big on promotion from within. We do like to promote our employees to bigger positions as we, as they get familiar with the position and the company and all that good stuff. A great example of that is our current COO, Nick Eastman. He actually started as a logistics analyst and has worked his way up to COO. Overall, we are a very diverse, laid-back company. We pride ourselves in our open door policy. So any of our executive team, management team, director team it's a very open door policy. If you have any feedback, any questions, we expect you and we expect them as well to always stay approachable. And that is one thing that does stand out with Carter, is that fact that our open door policy is a big hit around Carter for sure.
Okay, sounds good. So if someone's interested, take us through the process of how to apply.
Sure. So if you are interested, you can send me your resume directly. My email address is on the bottom of this current slide. You can also go out on our website, carter-logistics.com, or on the driver's side, carter-express.com, or you can reach out to me specifically for a driver position, and I can get you over to the right place as well.
Okay, well, we've still got a little bit of time left for your segment. Is there any other details you'd want to talk about with any of the other positions? I know we only got into a lot of detail with one of them, but feel free to take a minute or two if there's anything more you want to elaborate with the other positions.
Sure. So we also have those positions, diesel mechanic positions as well. Those do require somewhat experience. If you are familiar with or mechanically inclined in any way, again, we do have advancement opportunities. So if you wanted to come in and kind of learn the ropes, as long as you do have that, you are mechanically inclined, you know, I definitely would hope that you would reach out to me with any interest on that position. Our dispatcher position, that one is a second or third shift position. With that position is responsible for answering driver questions, the paperwork that comes in and out of our location as far as with our drivers. There is some data entry involved as far as shipment information and all that good stuff. The billing analyst, or I'm sorry, the billing specialist position is more or less accounts receivable, accounts payable. In that position specifically, we are looking for somebody with an accounts receivable or an accounts payable background, specifically in accounting. But again, if you feel that your background and experience would allow you to be successful in that role, I want to hear from you as well. But any position that we do have open, like I said, we've highlighted a couple of them, but there are other positions open as well. And do not hesitate to fill out an application online or reach out to me directly if you do have an interest in an area that isn't mentioned today.
Okay, and we did have one question come in from the audience, so I'll go ahead and ask that now.
Sure.
Are remote positions available at all? If you could speak to that, please.
Unfortunately, that is a great question. Unfortunately, I do not have any remote positions open at this time. And all the positions that we do have open here in Anderson currently, they do require you to be in the office.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us and presenting today. That was Kristen DeLong and David Chesterman from Carter Logistics. You'll hear from them again at the end. If there's any, just a reminder to everyone, if there are any other questions, please feel free to submit them at any time, and we'll get to them in the last few minutes of the program. So thanks again. And with that, we will move on to the next employer, which is Helmer Scientific, and Aja Manning, who's the Talent Acquisition Coordinator. Aja, the floor is yours.
Hi, yes, I'm Aja Manning, Talent Acquisition Coordinator here at Helmer. For those who may be unfamiliar with Helmer Scientific, we are a manufacturing facility out here in Noblesville. So we design, integrate, and distribute medical refrigeration units to over 125 different countries. Pretty much anything that has to do with the storage of blood or temperature controlled medications or vaccinations is what we produce here at Helmer.
Okay.
I do
want to go ahead.
Yeah, so I do want to present 5 employment opportunities that we currently have immediate openings for and looking to fill these positions ASAP.
Yeah, so let's jump right into them. Here's the first one. I guess it's Assembler 1. Go ahead and tell us about that.
Yep, so our Assembler Level 1 position is a position that we most of the time have the majority of openings for. So it is an entry-level assembler position. We like to look for people who may have experience in previous manufacturing or warehouse settings, people who have experience using, basic hand tools. Brazing or wiring skills are preferred but not required in this role. It is something that you will learn. We do require that all of our employees have a high school diploma or GED and be able to read our work instructions in English. Being that we are FDA regulated, there will be documentation that they have to sign off on. So want to make sure that they understand that. And then as far as benefits, and these will be for all roles, we offer medical insurance, so that would be health, dental, and vision. We also have our HSA. We also have our 401k matching program, PTO, paid holidays, and also educational assistance for anyone who wants to further their education.
Okay, next position, material handler.
Yep, so our material handler positions, these will be, employees who take all the tools or parts needed to assemble and get those to the assemblers to be able to do their job. So in this position, we do look for people who have a valid driver's license, first of all, and then also they already know how to use a forklift.
Okay. Before we go into the others, just a quick question. What type of career growth opportunities are available at Helmer?
Yep, absolutely. So here at Helmer, we do like to do a lot of our promoting from within. So it's kind of the reason why we have a revolving door of entry-level positions, such as the assembler level 1 or our general fabricator. A lot of them get promoted into those higher level roles on either side of assembly or fabrication. So we do like to do our promoting from within. My own story, I started out no manufacturing experience whatsoever as an assembler 1, worked my way up to master assembler before I took my position on the talent acquisition team.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the third one, general fabricator. Tell us about that.
Yep, so for our general fabricator, this is our entry level on the fabrication side of things. So they'll be working with a lot of sheet metal. So some of the skill set that someone may have, they've done deburring or sanding, bead blasting, things like that. So we look for that experience in that role.
All right, your fourth position, paint technician, second shift.
Yep, so our paint technician is also a fabrication role. They'll be working on the paint line. We do powder coating to our units, so we look for people who have experience working in a paint room. Sometimes, someone working in auto body collision type role, those skills can be transferable if they've done painting in that role before. So second shift runs from 4:30 p.m. to 3 a.m. Monday through Thursday, and then any mandatory overtime would be held those same hours on the Friday. And then first shift is Monday through Thursday, 6 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
Okay. And then finally, we have fabrication technician.
So our fabrication technician is one of our higher roles in our fabrication department. These employees are responsible for running our laser, our punch press, brake presses, and panel benders. So we look for people who have experience doing that. Also measurement tools such as calipers, micrometers, we look for. So sometimes this role can be hard to hire externally for, but every now and then, if we don't have an employee from Gen Fab or Paint Tech that can be promoted into this role, we will search externally for this role.
Okay, one more question before we get to how to apply. What are you looking for in potential employees?
Right. So we like to look for people, of course, first of all, is someone who has had previous stable employment in a warehouse or manufacturing environment. We look for someone who wants to have a career in manufacturing, someone who wants to or likes to work with their hands. They don't mind, a physical demanding job. Some roles can be more physical demanding than others. And someone who wants to invest in themselves. Like I said, we do like to invest in our employees. We have our tuition assistance. If someone comes in at entry level and they kind of come in and set a career path for themselves, we'll set them up with a mentor in that higher role, get them training so that they can, learn all the skills and knowledge for them to be able to progress into those higher roles.
We did have 2 questions come in, so let's get to those real quick before we get to how to apply. Are there any IT positions such as desktop support manager available?
So yes, when we get to how to contact, there are positions on the other side of things. I personally only recruit for the manufacturing side. However, we do have another recruiter for the more technical roles, and those roles will be on our website. So helmerinc.com/careers.
Okay, so we brought
And
up
then-
that slide. Let you comment on that a little bit more. But the second question is your facility climate controlled?
It is. So we have heat in the, we have heat in the winter, air in the summer. So we are a temperature controlled facility.
Okay, so we did bring up that slide. Go ahead and tell us a little bit more about how to apply if you're interested in Helmer.
Yep, so the best way is to apply online on our direct website, so helmerinc.com/careers. You can also send me your resume to my email that's attached there, and that is my direct work number there as well. I do post positions on Indeed and ZipRecruiter as well, but probably the best and most efficient way would be to apply to the Helmer site directly.
Okay, well, thank you. That was Aja Manning from Helmer Scientific, and she will also stick around, and we'll come back to her at the end. And again, if there's any other questions, feel free to submit. But with that, we'll move on to our third employer, the Indiana Department of Correction. And with us today is Matt Vogelman, who's the Recruitment and Retention Coordinator. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, thank you. Yeah, my name is Matt Vogelman. I started in the Indiana Department of Correction in 2018 at the Indiana Women's Prison as a correctional officer. I quickly promoted to the investigation and intelligence analyst. And then in 2020, I went back to custody as a correctional sergeant at the Pendleton Correctional Facility. And so I recently promoted to the recruitment and retention coordinator about 2 months ago. So I like to give a little bit of the background of me because it shows that promotion opportunities, employment opportunities are endless with the Department of Correction. You can really carve out your own career and make it what you want. A little bit of background about the Pendleton Correctional Facility. Is a maximum security prison in Madison County. It was built in 1922. It's formerly known as Indian Reformatory. We house a little over 1,600 adult male offenders. The facility offers many opportunities for the offenders, including the opportunity to work, obtain their high school equipment, and be involved in facility-led programs. So a long time ago, people realized that if we put the offenders in the room and keep them there all day without giving them knowledge and tools that they could use, that they were coming back into prisons year after year. So we're big on giving them opportunities to learn trades such as welding, auto body, food service, just tools that they can use so that when they re-enter communities, they can be productive members of society. So I'm going to go over 3 employment opportunities. Before I start, I'd like to kind of say that prison is kind of like a small community. A lot of people think of prisons, well, we have correctional officers. We do have those, but we also have accountants. We have food service workers, we have maintenance, we have healthcare workers. Really, any job that you need on the outside, we need on the inside of our facilities to operate. I'm going to go over our 3 employment opportunities that we're really looking for today. The first one is a correctional officer. This is really one of the most important positions we got. They're kind of the backbone of the facilities. They're on the front lines day in and day out. As a correctional officer, you're going to come in every day and you're going to get an assigned shift. You're going to get an assigned post, whether that is a housing unit, it could be the front desk, it could be a control pod. You're going to get your post. And then really some of the main functions you're going to do throughout the day is you're going to cadet count up to 5 counts a day. You're in charge of all movement from your post. So if offenders need to go to work, if they need to go to school, if they need to go to rec, you're kind of letting them out and monitoring all movement. Your biggest job duty is safety and security. Some of the skills that we need and experience needed to be a correctional officer is you have to be 18 years of age, possess a valid driver's license, and hold a high school diploma or the equivalent. It says work experience, military experience. That's all preferred. Really just the high school diploma and the driver's license are the ones we really need. We offer 3 medical plans, which includes vision and dental. We also offer 2 fully funded pension plans, which is one of the great things about the Department of Corrections, because not a lot of companies offer pensions anymore. And I believe you're eligible for the full pension after 10 years. We offer paid vacation, personal, and sick time off, and deferred compensation accounts similar to a 401k with an employer match, and an employee assistance program that allows for covered behavioral health visits. One of the great things about the employee assistance program is maybe you have a rough day inside the facility and you're going home, you're like, man, that was a messed up day. They will give you up to 10 free counseling visits. And they also offer other helps. I know a lot of people call if they're having financial problems. They'll call on the employee assistance program. Will help them set up a budget, and in some circumstance, also help them pay their bills for a certain amount of time. The starting pay for correctional officer is day one, $19 an hour. So you do 8 weeks of training, and it's paid training. So the first day you show up for training, you're going to make the $19 an hour. And then after 6 months, so you're only on the job 2-3 months after the training, you're going to be up to $19.50. And then at the first year, you're going to be around $20 an hour. All that is if you don't promote in the first year. A lot of our officers do promote in the first year, and your salary will be adjusted, obviously, with your promotions. Our second job opportunity I'm going to go over. Go on.
Yep. All right, so let's just move on to the maintenance foreman. That's your second opportunity, right?
Yes, sir. So as a maintenance foreman, you'll be responsible for preventative maintenance and or maintenance repair work. Really, I spoke earlier that we try to get the offenders involved in learning trades, and maintenance is one of them. So you're not necessarily going to be doing all the work. You might be supervising a group of offenders that are learning to do some maintenance work, including plumbing, carpentry, and electrical, and just making sure the job's getting done right. There will be times you will jump in and obviously have to do some. You must possess some of the experience needed is you must possess a CDL, driver's license, or be able to obtain one within 90 days. And then a thorough knowledge of just different trades such as carpentry, plumbing, and electrical. And then the benefits are all the same for the department. If you have any questions or want any more information of the benefits in depth, text me, email me, and I'll get you in contact with our human resource department. They'll be able to go over it a little more. Starting out salary for maintenance is around $17 to $18 an hour, and that's per experience. If you have a ton of experience, it's obviously going to be able to be negotiable upon the job offer. And then the last employment opportunity I'm going to go over is a correctional caseworker, and this is another very important job. You're kind of on the front lines, and you're the point of contact for the offenders for any legal help they might need, any programming questions they might have. You're kind of the go-to point of contact. You're going to have a caseload of probably about 100 offenders, and anything they need, you're kind of their point of contact. We ask that you have working knowledge of sociology, psychology, group therapy, and different community organizations, and the ability to write case history and records of offenders. Benefits, all this is the same. And then the salary for caseworkers is around $14, $15 an hour. And like I said earlier, this is negotiable upon your experience. This is someone that right off the street, right out of college, doesn't really have experience. This is probably what's about they're going to make. But if you have years and years of experience, obviously your salary is going to be much higher.
So if you're interested in applying for the Department of Correction, take us through that.
Right. So you can, a couple different ways. You can apply at workforindiana.in.gov. You can also text IDOC to 484848, and a recruiter like myself will get back within a day or two. You could send me a text. I got my number and email right on the screen there if you guys want to take a photo of it. But if you text me, I'll help you for every step of the way to get in your application in.
Tell us, before we let you go, what are some things that you can do to prepare for an interview?
So really just we ask that you bring the appropriate documents, but really for preparing for an interview, there's not a lot that we ask. I would just maybe be familiar with correctional practices and maybe do a little bit of research about the facility. So if they do ask some questions pertaining to corrections that like general public might not know, you might be able to have a better understanding of how the correctional facilities work.
I'm glad you brought up facilities again, but speaking of facilities, what about job shadowing? Are there any opportunities for job shadowing at a facility before someone wants to apply?
Absolutely, and it's one of the most important things we do because a lot of people, you know, they got this idea of what a facility is like from watching different TV shows and movies, but then we get them in here and they're kind of on the shelf about wanting to work inside a facility, and we get them in here and they see that it's not like what they see on TVs, and you know, they generally see happy staff working together as a team, and even if you don't want a job shadow, you know, correctional officer, correctional sergeant, you want to job shadow administrative staff, those opportunities are always available, and you can text me and I will set that up for you.
Well, great. Thank you. That was Matt Vogelman from the Indiana Department of Correction. There are no other questions that have come in at this time, but we'll keep Matt around again to the end. If any other questions do come in, he'll be, I'm sure, glad to answer those at that time. With that, we will bring back in Taylor Hurley from Citel Group. And Taylor, you're going to talk about some job opportunities that you have available. Take it away.
Thank you. So my name is Taylor Hurley. I work for Citel here in Fishers, Indiana. So Citel is a contact center, and we're actually a global company. So we have more than 100,000 associates all over the world. But basically, we're a call center, and we provide customer service to our clients' customers. So brands come to us. We find, hire, train, and retain all the associates who work in their call center. For example, if Walmart, who is not one of our clients, so I'm just using it as an example, but if Walmart came to us needing customer support, we would find the associates to work in their call center, but they are Citel employees, so we just manage that center for our clients. Like I mentioned, we have sites all across the world, but here in the U.S., we actually have sites in Las Vegas, Nevada, Augusta, Georgia, Spartanburg, South Carolina, and Knoxville, Tennessee. Our site in Fishers, Indiana is actually the newest. We've only been here since 2019, and we currently have 3 clients and around 300 employees. So our clients range from a large military insurance company all the way down to an investing app. But now that I've shared a little bit about Citel, we can talk about the open positions that we have. All right, so our first position, we have a customer service representative. This position handles inbound service calls and drives customer satisfaction. It can be through voice, chat, and or email communications. As far as the requirements apply, you must be at least 18 years old, have a high school diploma or equivalent, and be able to pass a criminal background and drug test. These requirements are true for all of our jobs as well, but we do provide all the training and want to help you succeed. So we have a 93% internal promotion rate. So people come to us looking to grow their career a lot of times. Our site director and like many other leadership members have started off as customer service representatives and have gotten the opportunity to grow and advance in their career. Some of the benefits, so we have paid professional training. We're really looking for those soft skills. So are you able to just when you answer a phone, are you present on the phone? That kind of stuff, and we can teach from there all of the necessary things to work in a call center. So we're just kind of looking for soft skills. We also have employee discounts. We have a full website that has tons of different discounts, from clothing discounts to travel. We also have a 401k retirement plan with a company match, and like I said, growth opportunities. And we also have our Citel Fit Wellness program, job stability, lifelong skills and experience, and an excellent work culture.
All right, your second position looks like is insurance agent. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so next we have the licensed insurance agent. So this is for those who are interested in obtaining a property and casualty insurance license, or if you already have it. An example of these types of calls you would take would be if you've ever had to call your insurance company after being in a car accident. Our agents are those on the other side of the phone that kind of type up all the details for the insurance company. So this role does have the same requirements as the others, but I will say with the need to obtain your insurance license, this role does require a lot of studying, a lot of determination to pass those licensing exams. And you can also see that this position has the same benefits, but it does have that added piece of getting your insurance license through SITEL. That's free for all of our employees. It's paid training, so we pay you while you study. We give you all the information that you need to pass the exam, and then we pay for that licensing, and that can cost thousands of dollars to obtain by yourself. So this is a pretty big one for us. And then our last position is a financial technical support representative. So this is very similar to the customer service rep, but it does have that added piece of technical support. So this is great for someone who's computer savvy and thinks that they would be good at helping solve tech issues. And again, this just has those same requirements. You have to be over 18, a high school diploma, and able to pass a criminal background and drug test.
So before we move on, could you tell us a little bit about growth opportunities, please?
Yeah, of course. So like I said, SITEL has endless growth opportunities. Because we're such a large company, there's so many directions that you can go. We like to say that you tell us where you want to go and we'll help you get there. The typical path of growth at SITEL starts when you're an agent. Then you'll have the opportunity to become a coach or a mentor. We have super coaches. We have an entire learning department. And we also have operations managers. So if you have an interest in IT, you can also go in that direction. We're always looking for new IT support. If you have an interest in talent acquisition and recruiting, there's possibilities for that too. We constantly post new career opportunities, and our employees get the opportunity to apply first, since we do like to promote from within. So all the opportunities we have are posted for our employees first.
And before we wrap up with how to apply, there were, well, actually the same question was asked twice, but do you have any remote available positions? If you could comment on that, please.
Yeah, of course. So right now, some of our positions are remote due to COVID. That insurance license position as well as the customer service. There's no promises it's going to stay remote forever. So we do like to say that up front that it's remote due to COVID. But we do have some positions that like require you to come on site for training, but that training is 6 weeks and then you get to work from home. The only one that is fully on site for everything is the financial technical support rep. That one you'll be on site for training and you'll be on site once you've completed training and start answering calls.
Okay, well, someone's interested and wants to tell us about the application process. What does that look like?
Yeah, of course. So if you're interested or you want to read full descriptions of our jobs, you can go to jobs.sitel.com. But if you're interested in applying, please reach out to me. You can either call me or email me and just kind of send me your name, your email, your phone number. And I'll get that info to one of our recruiters to kind of help start that process for you. So once that recruiter reaches out, they'll kind of talk through what the job is that you're interested in, have you complete the virtual application. So that kind of asks some personality questions, a skills test, and it goes through possible scenarios that you would encounter in this position. So it'll kind of give you a good idea of like what to expect. And then after you complete that application, we'll schedule an interview and hopefully be able to have you join our team.
Okay, well, that was Taylor Hurley, Community Marketing Lead for SITEL Group, and she'll be with us till the end as well if any further questions come in. We're going to move on to our fifth employer, which is Telamon Corporation, and with us today is Jordan Kinsler, Senior Talent Acquisition Manager. Jordan, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you? Can you hear me okay?
Good. Can hear you loud and clear.
Great, great. Well, thank you
Tell
for
us a little bit
joining.
about Telamon.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So tell us a little bit about Telamon.
Yep, for sure. So yes, I work at Telamon Corporation, and I have actually been here for a little over 7 years. So we are based in Carmel, Indiana. We also have a location nearby in Whitestown. As you can see from the slide, we give a little bit of summary of what we do. But if you look at the top here, what I like to really point out is that we are a family-owned, minority-owned, and privately held company. So if you see in that picture here, this is the family that owns our company, which is pretty neat. The person in the middle is Albert Shen, our founder, who actually immigrated here from Taiwan several years ago. And so he created the company, to what it is today. And his son on the right is Stan, who is our CEO, and daughter to the left is our CAO. I actually see these people every day, so it's kind of neat to be a part of that story. And then we do have some values that we live by. I think, when you join a company, the job is important, yes, but it's also the company you're working for, what they stand by. So we do have 4 core values we talk about frequently, which are honesty, harmony, simplicity, and stewardship. So we not only look for maybe skills, knowledge in somebody, but do you share those values? What we do, so you'll see here, we kind of do a lot of different things. Albert, our founder, is very entrepreneurial. So we started in telecommunications and since then have continued to build on that. We also have an automotive division, we have an energy division, and a robotics division. So we do a lot of different things. So there's opportunities kind of literally everywhere. What we do though, particularly on the telecom side, one of the things we do is building out what are called cell sites to basically increase wireless coverage in cities. So we have people that are literally out in the field helping install equipment for that. All the way to kitting and assembly of engine components for large vehicles for one of our customers. On the energy side, we may help a company decrease their energy bills, and then all the way to what's called cobots, collaborative robots, robots that work with humans. So that's a little bit about who we are and kind of what we stand for.
Well, great. Let's jump into the jobs. It looks like you have 4 opportunities you want to tell us about today. First one is industrial assembler.
Yes, thank you. So we do have needs for assemblers. So this is not just one position. We have several opportunities for assemblers here at our Carmel location. This ties to what I just talked about with kitting and assembly of engine components for one of our customers. So we do have first and second shift operations. I believe the hours are actually on the slide here in a second, yep, there we go, as well as the hourly rates. So you can see the hours here for first shift, hours for second shift. There is overtime available, so you can see that there. But essentially, anybody that we bring on, experience is a plus, but we will train you. So you do not have to have experience for this position. So we will definitely train you, but you're using kind of hand tools, reading any kind of, documents to help assemble auto components. So we definitely have immediate needs for these positions.
All right, a second job is senior cash specialist. Tell us about that.
Yes. So we also have, so kind of definitely switching gears into more in a different position. As you can see, we have a variety of positions. We do have a need for a senior cash specialist right now. This is actually a part-time position. I'm not sure if I noted that on here. But it is a part-time position, and so you can see the hours here. We do want the person to come into our Carmel location Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. We can adjust that slightly if needed. Just really looking for someone who has kind of like a general accounting background, some knowledge, Microsoft Office skills there. So don't need a lot of experience, but just, some experience. So this is perfect for somebody who may need a flexible schedule, who can, come in a little bit each day, and that it is an immediate need as well.
Before we move on to the last 2, just tell us, it's always top of mind, but how have you been handling the pandemic, both over the last 18 months and today?
Sure. Yeah, I would say we've been handling it quite well. I mean, and when things happened, of course, as every company, they were trying to figure out what to do and how to communicate things. But we've had some pretty constant communication from our leadership. It's kind of dwindled a little bit, but for a while, it was, having like twice a week updates, email communication to our employees, whether it was what we're doing internally, or just news. One of our leaders did a really good job of just providing any kind of COVID-related updates, provide some knowledge to our employees. For those people that we have in our production facility here, those out in the field, we started issuing PPE equipment or PPE right away. As best as we could to ensure that they were safe. We are continuously monitoring, the status. We do not require the vaccine or as of yet, depending on, the different laws and whatnot. But we have asked everybody to let us at least know their status so we can ensure we're safe and can kind of be cognizant of those things. So I would say, and along with allowing flexibility to work from home, depending on the position, we've kind of done a variety of different things due to the pandemic.
Okay, thanks for that. Let's move on. Your third position, senior staff accountant.
Yes. So this is another position tied to our kind of other previous role here. And I should say this one and the prior position, or this position is a new position, adding to our team. So this is actually supporting our energy solutions group. And, what's noted here is, a little bit more experience with accounting. So definitely want kind of, mentions a senior title. So a little bit more work experience, knowledge of those principles there, but really supporting our energy solutions group in the accounting kind of, responsibilities there for that role. And as far as the schedule goes, we are offering some flexibility there. So whether it is in our Carmel office or working from home, we can adjust for that person there as needed.
Okay, and fourth and final is wireless technician.
Yes, thank you. So this is tied to our telecommunications side of the business. And so as you kind of have seen throughout, we're very diversified in what we do here. So we work a lot with, the carriers out there. So like an AT&T, a Verizon, those kind of people. So we're constantly building out sites or venues, stadiums, those kinds of things. And so we need additional people to help, build out these sites. And so any kind of, telecommunications installation experience is highly preferred, but, we are willing to train as well. So as long as you are, good with hand tools, you have some great attention to detail, you are willing to go up in a bucket truck several feet. You're not climbing a tower, but as long as you can go up in a bucket truck, have a valid driver's license, that is okay. And the desire to learn and work with a team there. That's here locally. We have a lot of work in the Indianapolis area. So you are out in the field. You're not going into an office, but you are out in the field. So it's indoor, outdoor. And so it mentions here again the schedule Monday through Friday, overtime available. I did want to mention, I waited until the end, but to mention, our benefits. But I won't go through every single thing on the slide here, but we do offer, pretty good variety of benefits. A lot of our benefits start day one, which is nice. Some companies, there's a waiting period there. We offer a lot of educational benefits as well. So whether it's you wanting to pursue your own education or development, but also if you have children. So we have what's unique, and we have scholarship awards. So if you have kids that are elementary age to college age, twice a year we look at their report cards, and if they have a certain grade, GPA, they will actually get money if they do well. And we also kind of have something similar for younger kids, 3 and under. We give a certain amount each month to the employee that's intended to benefit them for any kind of educational expenses. So a lot of kind of unique perks as well that I think are a little bit different than some companies, but that just kind of shows a summary of our benefits on the bottom.
So we'll go to the how to apply slide, but I do have one question that came in. I'll ask that as we move to that slide. And again, a reminder to everyone, if you have any questions for any of our presenters, please submit them now. But the question is, do you have any part-time positions in customer service, sales, or human resources?
Good question. The only part-time position is that cash specialist position. We don't really have customer service positions, and then HR, and what was the other area you said?
Sales.
Sales, okay. No, not currently, although I never like to say just no forever, right? So what I do recommend is, it mentions the website right here to how to apply. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, if you don't see a job that's a match, you can just do a general application. We get notified when that happens. So, we can be on the lookout if things change. We can reach out to you. We have your information already. So just because there's not something that's a fit now, doesn't mean there won't be in the future.
Okay, and here's how to apply. Looks like it's just a link that you go to, right?
Keep it simple. Yeah, simplicity is one of our values. So keep it simple. Yeah, so definitely apply there. Our team is reviewing applications daily. So, we are big on making sure that we're getting back to you as soon as possible, the best we can. So all you have to do is apply. You'll fill out some information, and then we'll get back to you pretty quickly.
Okay, well, great. That was Jordan Kinsler, and we're going to go now. We have a few minutes if there's any further questions, and again, this is a great time if you do have any for any of our presenters. We'll bring them all back. Everybody can turn their cams back on if you'd like. But as any final questions are coming in, I'll go back around the room and reintroduce everyone, and for any final or closing comments. So first, we'll go back to the beginning with either Kristen Long or David Chesterman. Any final thoughts or closing remarks from either of you? Did we lose him? Kristen or David? No? Okay. I don't know if they may have signed off or there may be an audio issue, but let's move on to our second presenter, Aja Manning from Helmer Scientific. Any final closing or final thoughts from you?
If you're interested in a career in manufacturing, go ahead and apply.
All right. Sounds good. Let's go back to Matt Vogelman from the Indiana Department of Correction. Any closing or final thoughts from you?
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for letting me give my spiel today. If you're definitely on the fence about working in the facility, let me know. Just send me a text and we'll get you in for job shadow. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Bob, for putting this on today, allowing me to come talk.
Back to Taylor Hurley. Closing or final thoughts from you?
Yeah, just thank you everyone for attending and for setting this up. This is great. If you have any questions about Cytel, I'd be happy to answer those. My email again was taylor.hurley@cytel.com.
Okay, and finally, we'll go back to Jordan Kinsler, and I actually do have a question that came in specifically for, or actually, no, I'm sorry, the question was for Taylor. I apologize. Maybe I missed one, but anyway, back to Taylor real quick, and then we'll go to Jordan. Are your customer service and insurance agent positions part-time?
So we can offer part-time after training. Training is full-time though, so it's 40 hours a week. And then after that, we can see if we can accommodate a part-time schedule.
Okay, and then finally, let's go back to Jordan Kinsler. Any final or closing comments from you?
Sure, kind of like what Matt was saying, just, thank you for attending. Really appreciate you hearing about us and our opportunities, and happy to connect with you as well if you'd like some further information about Telamon and our opportunities, but appreciate you taking time today.
There was one question that came in. It looks like just a general question. Any of you can jump in if you'd like, but is there a way to let you know that we saw these jobs on this virtual job fair? Should they mention that if they apply?
As far as with Carter, yes. If you want to put that on the application or online, there's a spot for notes. If you do apply through sending me your resume, in the email, just put that you attended the job fair.
Okay, I'm sure everybody probably echoes that. Well, it looks like Representative Sparks has rejoined us, so I'd like to welcome her back for any final thoughts or comments that she might have.
Well, thank you very much. Actually, I was listening. I appreciate all employers participating and all the, job seekers. Please stay in touch. We have a lot of great jobs. We have a lot of great opportunities in the state of Indiana. We have a strong state, and we want to be partners with all employers and all of the people in my district and across Indiana. So I appreciate Department of Workforce Development being proactive and have these innovative ways to do all these different things through Zooms, and we're getting better and better doing things online and more flexibility for employees. But I appreciate you very much, and thank you for doing that, and hopefully we'll do more, and hopefully we'll have successes for everyone. Thank you.
Well, thank you again, and thanks for all you do in your office for the citizens in District 5. Appreciate you being with us today. And finally, let's turn it back over to Jeff Williams from the Region 5 Workforce Development Board to wrap things up today. Jeff?
Thank you. Again, a big thank you to Representative Sparks for co-hosting this event. Obviously, a tremendous cross-section of job opportunities just here in a couple counties in our region. To those job seekers who are listening in or looking in, you may find an opportunity for yourself, but one of the ways that many employers secure new hires is through networking. So you may know someone else that you may want to refer, and I would encourage you to do that. So share this with other friends, family members that may also be looking for a job or looking for a better opportunity. Obviously, some tremendous opportunity here. And again, I just close by saying that I thank everyone for their participation today. This is what our board is all about. We're right on our mission when we're doing these kind of events, and I thank the state for helping host all this and put the technology together to let this happen. So thanks to everyone today.